Our next lesson with the prismas is a little bit of a cheating or a trick that I like to teach, but it's definitely not the first thing that I show you guys because this technique we only use sometimes when we need it. We're going to do this with a cloud. As you can see here, you can see how it looks. It's more of a stylized cloud, but just to kind of show you guys how I draw it, I do the bottom kind of nice and flat, and then I come up and I try to make it look like it's growing and bubbling up. Oops, it pops up and down, and then it's got different areas on the inside as well where it looks like that cloud is bubbling up and kind of forming. It's kind of realistic, but also a little cartoony, a little bit in between, okay? It's definitely not your typical cotton ball puff. We want to get away from that and start thinking about how clouds actually look. Every once in a while they look like a puff, but that's pretty rare. Usually they have different shapes. The colors that you guys will need, you're going to need indigo blue, which is number 901 with your prismas. You're going to need true blue, which is 903. A little bit of light cerulean, 904. I even like to throw in a little true green, 910. And of course you need white, which is PC 938. Okay. Now, when we do these clouds, we like to make them look like, for this technique, they're lighter on the top, and as they go down, they become more dense and full of moisture. Okay, so the top is lighter in value, and then it gets darker as it goes down. Okay, when I do this, I prefer to work from dark to light. You can do it however you'd like. And we want to also start to make it look more three-dimensional by adding shading around each bubble of cloud area. So I'm going to take my indigo blue, my 901, okay, and I'm going to come in here, and I'll start right here. I'm going to do light pressure. I'm just going to start to shade in naturally where I think it would be to make it look more three-dimensional. I'm going to do a little bit over here. And then, of course, on the bottom, because like I said, whoops, I'm moving the camera. Like I said, I want it to be dense, okay? Light pressure, you can do little circles, not do little circles. It's up to you, because we are going to use a cheating trick to help us blend this out, okay? I'm going to switch to my true blue. That's number 903, okay? And now I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to go over that indigo. Then I'm going to continue expanding and filling in with the true blue with a light pressure. And I'm not doing the whole thing, I'm just doing a small section to show you guys what I'm talking about. Okay. I can grab my light cerulean, 904. Okay, and I'd take that one, very light pressure. I'm going to fill the rest in almost to the top, but I'm going to leave a little white up here. Really light pressure. Just going to kind of fill some of this in, just with a little bit. And I'm even going to pop in a little bit of this true green right around here. Little circles, light pressure. Maybe I'll throw some in here. Now I'm going to come back and do a second round. I'm going to intensify my value, darken. I'm going to increase my pressure. But at the edge of each area, I decrease my pressure to have that darkness start to fade out. Okay? Same thing here. And you're in control of your hand and the pressure that you use. I'm doing this very quickly just to show you guys as an example. If this was my final project, I'd be going slower and I would be more careful. I'm going to do another round with my true blue. I'll let that kind of fade off. I'm not too incredibly worried about the quality of my blending because of the trick that I'm going to show you. So it's not that big of a deal if it looks scratchy like this. Now, the cheating or the trick is with the white. Okay, you take the white, you use hard pressure in little circles. You start at the top, the lightest areas. So I'm going to start up here, hard pressure, little circles, and then I'm going to start working my way down and watch what happens. It's going to blend and soften the whole thing. I'm working through my lighter areas first, then I'm going to go into my darker areas. And it certainly makes my arm feel tired. But look at that beautiful, soft blend that you're getting, or at least that I'm getting. Okay, I'm going to start at the top of this one. Something to remember too is when you start using your Prisma, if it looks like this and has a color on the tip of it, color that off to the side, because you don't want to have a red or some other color and put it right in the middle of your cloud, because that's frustrating. I'm going to come now and do this section, working my way down. Smoothing and softening. Beautiful blending action. Okay, isn't that lovely? Now if it takes out the intensity of the color and I want to bring in more value, I can come back with my indigo and I can come in and I can darken little areas that I need to darken if I feel like I would like to do that. If I feel like it took away. The problem with this technique is that a lot of people will try to use it now all the time, but what you notice is when you use the white, it does create a pastel. It lightens what's happening. So it's not always the appropriate technique to use. It works well for clouds and mist and all sorts of things, but not always. And that's what I want you to keep in mind, and that's why I don't teach this technique to you until the 3rd or 4th day after we've learned other Prismacolor techniques. You're going to go ahead and you're going to complete the rest of your cloud. You can experiment with adding different colors like the true green. You could add purples. You could think about what a sunset would look like and how the golds and pinks and reds and oranges would reflect within the clouds for a sunset. Good luck.